Hi, I'm Brianna Schluke
And I'm Dan Verson
of Dan Verson Games. And we're here today to show you what an AI system would look like if I bought the game, the core game, and then an expansion with Portugal.
And I'll be flipping cards and making the moves for the Portugal player.
Basically, just to do something.
Just so I have something to do. Okay, so we start off the game like normal. We have our tokens up here for the points, the year, our royal support.
So, for our first turn, we drew, and I'm putting down my cards. I have a lot of reaction cards. Look at this. Okay, well, I've got spread out, so I'm going to play that first. Okay, so I'm going to play one fate card to increase my royal support. So 1, 2, 3. And then the other fate card, I'm going to play, where is it? There. So I get another Monopoly. And there we go.
And how many points do you have? It then becomes the AI's turn, and the way the AI works is we deal its cards face down until it becomes its turn. That way the other people don't know what's going on. I then reveal its cards, and I then process the cards from left to right. If a card won't process, then I just skip back to the start, and at the end of playing them for all of their text, I then play them for their build capability, and then finally their royal support capability. So I start off with a war. Retreat each of the other players' royal support by 2.
Aww.
I then spread out. I get to build up to 1 colony in each of the 5 regions. Looking for monopolies, and so I get my gold monopoly. Rescue voyage. Replace up to 5 struggling colonies with successful colonies. There aren't any struggling right now. Mutual support. I can build up to 4 colonies. And then I cycle back to rescue voyage. I can replace strugglings, there aren't any. I can use it to build, there's no places left to build. So then I play for its royal support value, and I gain a point of royal support. I then tally my points. And that ends the first turn.
Whee! All right, round 2.
So, I get to draw 5 cards because my royal support's up to 5. She still has 4 cards.
Because he put me down. They don't like me anymore. Mutual support. Ooh, I've got revolt, I've got colonists, and then I've got disease. What will I do? I'm gonna play disease. And they're all adjacent. How perfect.
So that gets her 6 points.
I'm going to increase my royal support by 2. 1, 2. I'm going to reduce 3 colonies.
3 more points.
And that's all I'm going to play for right now.
Becomes the AI's turn. I reveal its cards. Go from left to right. Raiders. In a region where I have a successful colony, I can remove the other player's colonies and replace them with my own.
You don't have any successful colony.
But I have no success. Oh, and at the start of my turn, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points, I lose 9 points.
Aww.
Explorer, I can discard all isolation cards that are not mine. There aren't any out there. Colonists. Colonists, I get to reduce up to 3 colonies and then build up to 3 colonies, which is handy. So I'm going to reduce 1.
Revolt.
Oh, that cancels my card?
No, it doesn't. I just get 2 more cards.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I can then build up to 3 colonies. There's no places to build them, but at least I gain 3 points for struggling hers. Luckily, I then have overconfident. That means that she then loses 1 point for every colony she has on the board. Explorers, I get to discard all of the isolation cards that I didn't play. I don't have any of those. Hoarding supplies. Normally the AI would remove its struggling colonies at the start of its turn just like any player. But if you see that it has a card that will repair colonies, you then don't remove them from the board. Hoarding supplies, I get to change all of my struggling colonies to successful, and then I get to remove the other player's struggling colonies. I then cycle back to raiders. I now have a successful colony. Explorers, there's still no isolation cards out there, so then I check to see if I can build anywhere, which I can here in the Caribbean. I then total up the AI's points. And that ends the second turn.
Alright, so I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards just because my hand size isn't large enough to hold them right now. Okay, I'm going to play Blight. So I'm going to struggle all the colonies that are adjacent to my colonies, which is a lot.
So she gets 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Then I'm going to play Advantageous Marriage. Remove 2 colonies of the player with the most colonies on the map and replace them with successful colonies of your own. And then I'm going to play Colonists, which means that I can reduce or build, so up to 3 colonies.
Okay, which gets her a point. And then for her points for the turn, it then becomes the AI player's turn. So I reveal his cards and I'll process them from left to right. So the first thing that happens is they have a disease, darn handy. Gaining 4 points. Rescue Voyage, replace up to 5 struggling colonies with colonies of your own. Overconfident, not a big effect now, but at least it's something. She loses 1 point for every colony she has on the map. Blight, struggle all colonies that are adjacent to my colonies, which gives me 2 points. Mutual Support, I can build up to 4 adjoining colonies. There aren't any right now, and so what that means is I then use it for its build capability. There's nowhere to build, I then use it for its royal support capability, and I get 1 point of royal support. I then calculate my points.
Embargo.
Okay, so then I calculate my points.
Alright, so start of round 3, and I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards because I still have too many cards. And then, ooh! Okay, so I'm going to do the Rescue Voyage. So I'm going to replace up to 5 struggling colonies that are not mine with successfuls that are. Look how quickly things have turned. And then I'm going to do a Regional Disaster, which removes all things from one area.
Okay.
And then I can't do another Regional Disaster because I don't want to get rid of my own, so I'm going to just add some royal supports. So we forgot to minus my points for struggling colonies, so we're going to take that one off and reduce this one by 2. And then I do have an Iron Grip, which would be really handy if I had monopolies, but I can't have monopolies if I'm struggling. So I'm just going to use this to heal one of mine instead. That will do it for this round for me.
So she gets 2, 4, and then it becomes the AI's turn. He has no struggling colonies to worry about. First thing that happens is Plague Ship. The AI Plague Ship works differently than the normal player Plague Ship, and that is he gets to struggle all of the colonies that are not his on the map. I have 6, which gets him 6 points. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was kind of nice. Iron Grip happens when I'm tallying points. It doesn't happen now. Trade War, I can decrease my royal support of each of the other players by 2. That's handy.
Embargo. I cancel the adjustment and draw 1 card.
Okay.
So, ha!
Goes back up. Power of Gold, decrease my royal support by 2 in order to gain 5 points. It does that. Mutual Support can be used to build in up to 4 adjoining places. Cycle back to Iron Grip, and so in this case I will keep that for the tallying and monopolies here in a second. And that ends that game turn.
Wow, you are wiping me off the map! I gotta get myself in gear. So I'm gonna get rid of my card because I still don't have enough. And then I'm going to get rid of all my struggling colonies because they disappointed me.
Before they come off the board though, she loses 1 point for each of them, which is 2, 4, 6 points.
I'm going to play Overconfidence on Dan, or the AI system. So he loses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points.
Okay.
So next I'm going to play Disease. and struggle up to 6 adjacent colonies.
Which gains her 5 points.
Yay! Then I have colonists. And then I'm gonna play colonists again. And then I think I'm okay for now.
Okay. So for her points, she gets 5, 6, 7, 8. No monopolies.
Excuse you.
Oh, spices, so 10 points. A nice comeback, but now it's the AI's turn. Let's see what it can do. So it becomes the start of the AI's turn. First thing I do is I calculate all of my struggling colonies. I have 6 of those, which causes me to lose 6 points. So this comes all the way back down to there. And then I would then take off all of my struggling colonies, but I first look to see if I have any cards that will help repair struggling colonies. I do with my first card, Hoarding Supplies, so I don't take them off because now the AI can help it. So I get to change all of my struggling colonies to successful. Trade War, I decrease the royal support of each of the other players by 2.
Embargo!
So it stays where it is.
And I get a card.
Uprising, remove up to 1 colony from each of the regions. And then Colonist, which means that I get to reduce up to 3 colonies and then build up to 3 colonies. And then I get to build up to 3 colonies, doing my best to maximize the AI's points. I then calculate the AI's points. And that ends that turn. So we're starting off the next turn. To give you guys an update on the points, I have the AI has 57 points and Rhiannon has 45 points.
I'll get there.
So this will be the last turn. So the first thing that happens during her turn is she has 2 struggling colonies, so she loses 2 points.
All right, and then I need to get rid of a card because I still don't have enough royal support. That's gonna be the new hashtag for this game, I think. So I'm gonna play Disease, which means I can struggle up to 6 adjacent colonies.
Gaining her 6 points.
And then I'm gonna replace 5 of those 6 with colonies of my own using Rescue Voyage. Then I'm gonna do a regional disaster. And then replace them with the colonist card. I'm gonna use the loyalty card to heal one of mine. And then I'm gonna play the colonist card.
Okay, which gets her a point. She then calculates points. Okay, so 20 points, which puts her in the lead. Right now she has 20, 40, 60, she has 70, the AI has 57. Going into the AI's turn, the first thing it does is lose 2 points for its struggling colonies. We reveal its cards. The AI gets to struggle up to 6 adjoining colonies, which gets it 6 points. Colonist, it can reduce up to 3 and then build up to 3. Blight, I can struggle all of the colonies adjoining to my own, which gets me 2 more points. Finally, Royal Treasury, play when you are tallying your points, increase your royal support by 1 for each of your monopolies. So with the royal support, play it when I'm tallying points, increase my royal support by 1 for each of my monopolies. And so that sits here, which isn't going to do anything, unfortunately, to help the AI in this case because it has no monopolies. I total the AI's points. It gets a single point that ends the AI's turn, ends the game. And so at the end, Rhiannon has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 points, and the AI has 67 points.
I win! Yay. That was a really close game. Thank you for joining us today while we are playtesting through the AI system. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.